Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Merlin here, and welcome to a brand new series on the game Manor. It's very similar to Medieval Dynasty for those who have played it, with the slight difference in the added combat which will appear as the game goes on. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into the game. And the first thing we're going to do is to set up ourselves with our coat of arms, etc. So let's have a name on it, and I'll just pick up. Let's just go with. Let's try those. And we're going to change that colour to blue, and yellow, and we'll have the symbol as black. There we go. Okay, these are the areas where you'd start deciding what level to play. So you've got Rise to Prosperity, which is kind of the basic. Very little combat at all, so it's just like your town building. The Restoring the Peace, where there are two territories to the north of the map which are under the control of an illegitimate baron, and other regions have bandit camps who will become more apparent as the time goes on. The idea is to build your town but also build your militia, and then you've got the full out, you get your town running but expect bandits to appear quite quickly. You then got either relaxing, default, or challenging as a template, and then the various goals and things like that. So, for example, there's a suggestion at some point that you might get other AI opponents. There's nothing else at the moment, just the Baron, but things will happen. You have no readies for the first 2 years, and they happen then within every 2 years. Okay, so we're going into the game. And here is our mini camp. Now this mini camp basically contains, let's start with a new message. Build up your town, your manor, and when ready, press claims towards regions owned by your opponents. Once a claim has been pressed, be ready for battle. Okay, so I think I've got tutorials. I'm going to keep the tutorials on for now. In Manor Lord's, family needs food and fuel and roof overhead to survive. Let me just press the pause button a minute so the time doesn't go by. And supplies in the regional panel show you how much you have left. So again, if we go up to here, we can see that we have 4 months food currently in place and no fuel consumption because there's no buildings yet. And what will happen is that it says every burgage plot consumes 1 food and 1 fuel per month. In addition, fuel consumption is doubled in the winter, so you would need probably 12 lots of food and 15 lots of fuel to cover a year for one house. Also, we've got here at the top, it tells you your unassigned families, so it's families rather than individuals. So a family will have, say, 2 to 3 people in that family. I think our current number of people is 10, so we've got 5 families at the moment in time. And when they get assigned work, so this is when they go to assigned, they'll be assigned, say, I don't know, foraging or logging camp or things like that. Then they go as a family, so that would then go down to 4 families or 3 families. You then have your approval, which deals with obviously how the morale is for your militia as well, your public order, and your regional wealth. And also currently we have 1 ox. In these units, we have the construction. We have currently 8 timber, we have 20 stone and 10 tools, and then it tells you about our food we have and what current fuel we have in place to be utilised. These are homeless tents. They will disappear as soon as there's enough houses in place. So you can see here we've got a message saying homelessness. And then you've got your supplies here, which really need to get into a supply store as soon as you can. Purely and simply on the grounds is that they get spoiled otherwise. And here's your hitching post. Now the idea is this is your map. So we just zoom all the way out and you'll see that if it's in red, that's yours. If it's in grey, it's not assigned to anybody, so you've got bandits in it, and the yellow are the 2 that relate to the Baron. And then you can see you've got icons here, so right up here we have a stone deposit, a berry deposit, a rich clay deposit, wild animals, and an iron deposit. So initially we're going to want to get food from the berries, or you're also going to want to get some logs in as well to build. So it's kind of like you're trying to balance out things. You don't want people to just remain homeless for long because it affects your ratings, but then you need to have food for them to have in the first place. Looking at the area, we want to look at a good place for everybody to be located, and I'm thinking that this is probably as good as area as any. So what we'll do is we'll draft up a road. Roads are free, so let's just draft up a road. Okay, we'll just continue that down again. So I've got a couple of roads in place, and I'm going to put the first thing I want to put in place is a foraging hut. So let's do that. So we go into foraging, and we'll put that there. Find time to do something. There we go. We'll probably put our first set of houses up here. And I'll look to probably put the logging camp over here. I want to keep the logging camp away from anything else. So for example, if you log camp here, it will probably take away your deposit for your food. So I'm going to probably put the logging camp over here and put your housing up this sort of area here. At the same time, I'm going to try and get, if we can, logistics, another hitching post. So we've got two. No, it's not there. Which one is it? It's one of these. I'll find it in a minute. I've only played this myself for about half an hour before, so it's just, there we go. Right, we'll put the hitching post probably up around here because you want it as close as you can to your housing or your buildings as possible. Let's come out of there. And let's kind of whiz on that speed of it. Now, as it said there, unassigned families automatically work on construction. So we're going to make that as a high priority. Oh, and yes, an autosave kicks in every 5 minutes. So we've now got 2 oxen, that's good. And we will now all heading down to the foraging hut. Let's whiz that on a bit. Zoom in a bit, you can see right now that's done. We'll pause that again. And it says here the building has no assigned families. Select it and assign a family when you want to start production. So we're literally going to do that now. So one of the 5 families will now be assigned to a job. And away they go. In the meantime, let's start looking at building a logging camp. I'm going to put that somewhere over here. So let's put that. Actually, what I'll do first of all, let's put another road in. So it snaps to the road, and then what we'll do is we'll build the logging camp right next to there. Now this will, of course, again we'll start the ball rolling on that. This will, of course, give you timber, but you need then a woodcutter's hut to take it into fuel. So how are we for fuel? We've got no consumption of fuel at the moment. That's purely and simply. We'll just pause that as a message. Purely and simply, we haven't got any housing. So, well, let's message me. I've heard of your renown. I only seek to defend my rights and my honour against those who would wrong me. I hope you may not judge me by the rumours and slanders that some may spread about me. And I'm just going to go back and drag in and say you have no rightful claim to Selbitz or Hofstatten. And send back and see what he does. In the meantime, let's get back into normal speed. And again, that's now finished. So once again, we can put in a family to start getting logs. Okay, so there's a message about family requests small market area for the stall for the forager hut, which would suggest that as time goes on, when your forager hut starts collecting items, it's not going to have enough room. But you can also do a marketplace. So let's put a marketplace opposite the forager hut. And I've got something I can see, is it logistics? Let's have a look. Granary, stone, there's pack station, no. Marketplace, there we go. Some buildings have flexible borders, so like for example, we haven't seen flexible borders yet because they're fixed items, but these will, where you can kind of decide the size of the items themselves. So let's just go there, we'll go there,
We all know what that means.
there. Oh, that's because basically, let's just move that way a bit. There we go. A well-supplied marketplace is the lifeblood of your town. Assigned families will set up stalls automatically as long as there is enough space in the market. Hover over specific categories to check your current supply and demand. Burgess plots closest to the market will get their market requirements fulfilled first. Okay, so maybe that we start building houses down here then in that case. So that's going to be built. Oh, that's already been built. That's in place, and you'll start seeing things appear there. I think next thing we need to build is a couple of storage houses. So let's put a storage units. So let's put a granary right next door. Next door to the market. No, we won't put that. And also what we will do is we will put an ordinary storage right opposite. So these two now items will now be built. And the good thing of having two oxen, because you need one oxen to transport a lot of the timber, it means that the two can be done at the same time. We've got two new error messages came up. This is the reason why about storages. So our food and wood is there, next to the homeless shelters, and this is why we need to move them. So as we look at our manor now, we've got 4 months worth of food, but still no fuel consumption. That's because we still haven't built a house yet. And that's fine. I'd rather get these done first of all, the basics. And you can see there's a food store there. So let's get these finished. And then they'll now start moving. They should start now moving items across. I think you have to. There we go. So you set. So yes, you need to set a family in place to do that. So that should mean that soon all the food storage will be moved. And we can do exactly the same there. Now, as you can tell, we've now got 4 assigned families, which means we've only got 1 family left for construction. Let's go to more speed. So what we now need is to build our housing and to get people in. So let's build the first set of housing. It says off the market stall, so I'm tempted to put a road here. No, let's try again. There. I want to leave a bit of room for the market store to be able to be. That's that one. I'll do the same again across here. And then what we'll do is then we'll build our first house. So residential. Around the back of here. So probably down here a bit where the corner is. And again, just do that twice. So we've got 2 houses. And for these, I'm going to put in a couple of backyards. And the reason I'm going to put in a couple of backyards is purely and simply as you can have things like chicken coops and stuff like that. So let's make this one a priority. Because you can change your construction priority. In fact, that's the only thing being constructed now, so it doesn't matter. And again, let's just see what we've got. So we've got 3 timber left.
Check that doorway's width so that a cart can fit.
If all the storage items are gone, so the wood storage is no longer a problem. It's just the food. Yeah, so it's just the food. So therefore I can take them out of the storage unit. Although actually they've got their own market store now, so that's bringing us in coin. Okay, that's fine. We can live with that for now. Right, let's whiz on a bit. We want to get this house built.
Pass me the hammer, will you?
We need, so although we've got the hitching post, we do need to buy another oxen. Okay, fair enough.
Careful with that beam there.
Okay, so again we'll just pause it. Homeless will move into the plot, and if the approval was high enough, we might attract new families too. However, families need more than just space to be happy. Click on the building to look at their residential requirements. So look at the requirements. They need a water access, a church, a fuel store supply, and a food store supply, and a clothing store supply. So these are the aims for this to be able to upgrade it. In the meantime, we need to then sort out our back garden. So, not all houses, you don't have to do all houses with backyard extensions. You can just do a housing area without the backyard. But for this, we'll put in, so you've got option of vegetable garden, which gives us vegetables and requires ploughing and harvesting labour. Or we just have a passive yield of eggs. So we're not using anybody for this at the moment. We want someone for this. And hides is not something we really need at the moment anyway. So this is nearly done. So take off pause might help. And I think we're pretty much there with our, here we are, there's our chicken coop. Okay, so we should now have just 4 homeless. The granary, we can take them out now. And we got 2 people now, or 2 families unassigned. So what I want to try and do now is we look at our requirements. We've got 16 months worth of fuel at the moment, but that's because what we have in stock, but we're not building on that stock. So we need to build a, let's have a look and see what we need. It's probably going to be, so a saw pit turns the timber into planks. We don't want that. Right, so we basically want workers fell nearby trees to produce firewood. So let's just do that then. Let's put one of those right next to there. And again, we'll make that high priority. Got plenty of timber in place at the moment. The other house is under construction, but is now low priority. I want to click on the hitching post to see whether we have to buy it from there. Which is somewhere, what did I do? There's up here somewhere. Where's the woodcutter? Hitching post. Right, yes, order another ox. It's going to cost us 20 coins, so literally we've now got hardly any coin left, but it does mean we do have a second ox. So what will happen is that the merchant will be delivering that ox in due course. But we have no coins now, hardly. I'm hoping that the market stall itself will develop its own coinage. So again, I'll whiz that through a minute. So you can see early on, you're trying to get a lot in a balancing act quite early on. I mean, you know, the approval rating can be really be hurting at the moment because we've not got people in place, but in their housing. But then we need them to not draw on fuel. So it's kind of like it is a balancing act.
Come along, lad.
There's the other house. So the other house is going to come on medium.
Summer's coming soon.
Probably I'll do the next set of houses I'll put along this road here. Right, so we now need to allocate someone to do the wood cutting for firewood. So that'll help our firewood.
Cheated him? Never. Perhaps he simply does not know how to cook properly.
So now building the second house. And again, probably what we'll do with this one is for the time being, we won't keep it passive, so we will put chicken coop in this one as well. So look at the logging camp. So the logging's quite nice, it's ticking over nicely. I'm hoping that the logging camp family are taking trees from over here, not from over here. This is looking better. We're nearly there by the look of it.
Is it me? Or is that hinge a bit stiff?
Last little bits are going up on the roof, as you can see. It's been very nice. It's kind of like, when you look at how it's being built, I mean obviously this is double speed at the moment, when you look at how it's being built up from the base upwards, it's really, really nice. So again, let's do the same again. Let's go in the back and extend. Not enough wealth, so we cannot do anything else with the back at the moment. And that's why it's not showing me an error. And that's fine. We'll wait. That's not a problem. Okay, so now that we've got that one, I want to build a well, which I believe is the logistics. No, so that's just the pack station and the hitching post. There's your well. Well is in residential. And we're going to put that underwater. So we need to find out where the water is. Underground water. Aha, right, here we go. And it looks quite handy right next to the road up there. So we'll put it up here. Brilliant. So they'll build that now. Here's our second bull there, our oxy. So we've now got 13 timber. And when I look at fuel, we've got 37 firewood, so we must have absolutely, yeah, we've got loads.
Bread, freshly baked, and still warm from the oven.
And you can hear in the background, possibly, I don't know if you can hear it, but the voices of the market traders. So the well is now generating a water access. So if you go into now the housing, and you can see the requirements. So now we've got a water access. We've also got a fuel stall, which is the firewood stall in the marketplace, and a food stall. All they want now is a clothing stall and a church, which we'll do in due course, but not just yet. So I'm going to build another set of housing purely and simply because I need people in place in their house. Right, it's trying to snap, so let's go this way instead. The plot's too small. There we go. So that's where the next house is going to be. And there'll be 3 families in, 2 to go. Whilst that's doing that, let's just run through the menus we've got down here again. So we start from left to right. So gathering, we have the logging camp, the woodcutter's lodge, which is to provide the firewood, which we now in place, a saw pit, so this is for planks, so some buildings will require a plank, a forester's hut, so they'll work on planting new trees. So at the moment we're just gutting the forest, but obviously what will happen is we will then replace those trees. A charcoal kiln, which is basically better, so if it converts a firewood into 2 charcoal, making it twice as efficient. Hunting camp, which then gives you your meat and hides. And the forager how we've already got in place. I mean, obviously we can have more than one, but we're just sticking to the basics at the moment. You then got your stone cutter camp and your mining pit. Now we've got 2. So we've got over here we have an iron for the mine and a stone deposit up there. So we will eventually need to put a stone deposit in place, but I'm going to wait for some more families to turn up to do that. Logistics, so we've got the granary, we've got the storehouse, both of them in place. Pack station, that gives us opportunity to go to different locations between us and another region, which we're not ready to do yet. And hitching post we're already aware of. You then got your residential, so the housing which you already know about, the well which is in place, the marketplace, a firewood cart, so this is a permanent market store which provides a passive income of firewood as long as the region has enough regional wealth. Region does not pay the transport fee, it must be placed on the marketplace, so you add it into there. Same with the food cart, a tavern, so it fulfills 1 level of entertainment in the barrage plots. It needs ale, a church, which is the faith element, and a corpse pit, which sounds really nice. You then got your farming, so you've got your field for farming, which we're going to leave for a bit, and we will get to that. Pasture for livestock, your sheep farm, windmill, and a communal oven to make bread. You then got the bloomery, which converts your iron ore, and then smithy, clay, so you can see all this links in. Barleys, so your hides to make leather for tannery, weaving, and then to obviously dyes, so you convert. So if you've got excess berries, for example, then obviously convert them in. Okay, let's have a look and see what our supplies are looking like. So we have got 64 firewood, we have 34 berries, 14 bread, 1 egg, 19 timber, 10 stone and 10 tools. And so how are we doing on here? This is building up quite nice, this is not far away. And we have enough food for 11 months and enough fuel for 18 months. So let's put another burridge pot in. Yeah, that's what we'll do, is we'll build the road a bit further along. Okay. Resource stolen by nearby bandits. Let's have a look and see what that was. Oh, here we go. So yeah, so whereabouts are they? They are in the next region over. Okay, we'll just have to put up with that for the time being because there's more than... And they got quite a few there, so I'm not going to go anywhere near them anytime soon. So we'll just go back to our town. Unfortunately, there's not a lot you can do about when they're stealing stuff from you at the moment until you're ready to get your militia in place. And we're not anywhere near that yet. So let's build another house. there's a bit too much for any of those. Let's try again. Throw a feather across. Across. Slightly bigger than the other one. I'm not certain how that worked out, but never mind. So let them build that again. So as you can see at the top here, families are steadily moving in, so these tents will soon be disappearing, all being well. Let's look at our woodcutter's lodge. We have got 4 in stock. Remember, some of it's being used in the marketplace. Absolutely a shed load of logging. So I'm tempted to also put in, let's have a look, transfers timber into planks. I'm tempted to put in the saw pit, but I think we really haven't got the ability to work yet. That's the only problem. Ideally, we want to get kind of things starting to be prepared before we hit winter.
Berries, bursting with flavour and fit for a king.
There's our storage units. Plenty of storage in there, and plenty of storage in there. It's coming on really nicely, actually. People suffering from disease may stop working. Access to herbs may speed up the recovery, while a varied diet increases disease resistance. Okay, good to know. So we want to do other things other than berries. So we might be looking. I think if we get another family coming from outside, then I'll be very tempted to consider looking at the hunting, which is I think somewhere around here. Yeah, there. No, again, resources stolen again. It's annoying, definitely annoying, but there's not a lot we can really do at the moment. Because I don't think I'm ready to build an armour camp just yet. Right, so how does that affect us in regards to fuel? We're now 17 months and 12 months of food. So why don't we finish off and make another one as well, make a full house and build our final one. And actually what we'll do is we'll build it this way around this time. So let's again make the road go down. And then we will look to build our next house there. Just using the mouse to rotate slightly. So let's build it the other way. So it actually snaps that way. There we go. So heading into July. Right, general storage full. Excess goods need to be moved to a storehouse. Otherwise, they may stop production. Is this to do with the logging camp? It is. Right, okay. So we are going to need another storage unit, unless we can actually expand the one we've already got. Can we expand it? We need planks. We need 10 planks. But that isn't storing it anyway. Let me just pause in a minute while I have a think. Okay, so sorry I've been off screen for a bit, just trying to find out where to store our logs. And looking on the forums, it suggests that there isn't any place to store the logs. So what we're going to do is we're going to build the saw pit.
Come one, come all. Feast your eyes on our fine
Okay, and then what will happen is that store pit will then start using those logs. The only issue we do have is we don't have enough families at this moment to do everything. In the meantime, how's the housing coming along? Let's have a look and see. We're getting there, not far away. So we should have everybody in place very soon. Okay, so we reached a new level. A new message as well. Here we go. So, a strong militia is paramount to the survival of any settlement. Luckily, a shipment of weapons has just arrived, and you'll be able to create your first military banners to serve you and protect your people. However, we will need more weapons to equip all the people as the settlement grows, either by making them or importing them from other lands. Okay. So, and obviously it's completed our house as well. So to get more population, you need to have enough empty burgage plots, and your approval needs to be over 50%. So at the moment, you only have one family is allowed in there until you can upgrade. Now to upgrade, we need a church and a clothing store. So we are going to have to build another house just to get another family in. So let me just start that, and we'll make that the last thing on this particular video. Okay, so that's up and running. Well, we'll do that. Let's just get that done. At the moment, the saw pit's under construction as well, because as I said, the logging storage is pretty much it's not quite getting to 28. That's because they're being used to make the firewood. So once this has been done, we'll make this high store there, and we should now have everybody in housing, which means the tents should now have gone, and they have. Fantastic. So that means all the homeless tents have gone as well. So get the saw pit up and running, and what we'll probably do for the time being is to possibly until a new family arrives is to take off the firewood maker. Where is the person at the moment? What's he doing? Has he started that? Oh, he's got them both on the go at the moment. Okay, fair enough. I know that this was priority. Oh, here he is. Is this the guy? Yeah, he's going down into the foundations.
Come one, come all. Feast your eyes on our fine selection.
Let's whiz on through.
Come on.
Okay, so the saw pit's done. So what we'll do in that case is we'll take them out of there and we'll put them in there just to get the ball going. Because what should happen is that this lot will be moved into there. And in the meantime, that should then be going around building that. So let's finish the house that's being built. I must admit, as I come to the end of this first video, I thought the first time I played this, it had a lot of bugs in it. And it was a few months ago, and I think they must have done some updates because it's definitely a lot smoother than it was before. This was really pleased to see. So we now have room to house 6 families, which is fantastic. Looking at the market stalls, which are over here. Yeah, we've got the 2 market stalls going. We've got the forager hut, which is quite nice. So as the next family moves in, then we'll decide where to place them. We'll also be looking at the military side of things as well in the next video, because they said in the storehouse, so let's just click on the storehouse, there should be 20 large shields, 20 spears. So we have got enough weaponry for the time being to start thinking about military. And I would imagine again what you'd need to do is you'd need to take the units from an existing family member to do that. So as always, I've hoped you've enjoyed the content of this brand new series. If so, please click the like and subscribe button, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Happy gaming!